Archway and SPS are thrilled to be partnering with the Tampa Housing Authority and City of Tampa, Hillsborough County to deliver 100 new affordable family units in the South Tampa market. Casa Bel Mar will be a blessing to many families who wish to live in this high opportunity area with access to good schools, parks, retail, and regional transportation. It's extremely personal because I'm passionate about affordable housing. Affordable housing is my background. So I've always been an advocate for the residents.
We were able to take a building in a church that was no longer operating and vacant and costing the church thousands of dollars and do an infill redevelopment opportunity in a neighborhood that hadn't seen development in a very long time.
In the naming of this project, Casa Bel Mar, or House of Belmar, the house that grew out of the Belmar Presbyterian Church. It's for that combination of reasons that we come together to celebrate on this special day, in celebration of what has been here in the past and what is coming in the future.
I was filled with a great deal of excitement, not just because this project is coming out of the ground, because I saw the huge piece of heavy machinery and thought for an instant that I may be able to break the ground with that. And then I saw the pile of dirt next to me. I feel very strongly about this particular project with the Belmar Presbyterian Church. The congregation met in a laundromat back in the early 60s, and then they personally put their own blood, sweat, and tears into building the church. And what better use for this piece of property than to be able to provide a home for those in need in our community.
What a pleasure it is for the Tampa Housing Authority to be participating in this project.
We had a major church in this community that made a decision that it was more important to have affordable housing in this community than the church itself. It's about 1,500 square feet will be rented to the church so they can still have their services and that kind of thing. But I just think the idea of the church coming together and saying to this community that we think affordable housing is important and we want to be a part of that.
I think this is just an example of how our community, particularly I would say over the last 10 or 12 years, has learned to solve problems together.
We don't bring our ideas into the local community. We go in and we find local partners and find out what they want. Everyone has a housing challenge. The different communities want different outcomes.
You wind up in a process of trying to make the numbers work, which is the rents that people end up having to pay. So you start the back end trying to get the rent rates down, then you go to the front end trying to find out how much the deal costs and where all the capital is coming from to make the deal happen.
They have the land and we have the funding to make it happen. So that partnership is important and it helps to bring housing that is needed within our community.
Here in South Tampa, it will benefit those cost-burdened households of all ages and even those with disabilities.
It'll give us some housing and low-income housing that we desperately need in this end of town.
Having a congregation make a commitment to the community by making their land available for the people who live and work in this community is such a give-back gift.
I kind of consider this sacred ground, so I'm just praying for safety for the construction workers and safety and prosperity for the residents who live in this community after we get it built.
The most exciting thing to me is the grand opening, when people come and they get to look at their units, and many folks have never had a granite countertop or a full-size appliances, washer and dryers. Many people cry. I even cry sometimes.
The residents are always so excited. The look on their face is priceless. Pride builds up their self-esteem, adds value to their life, and just want to continue to create communities of culture where everybody can afford to live inclusively together.